Assalamu Alaikum everyone, welcome back to another video. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Recently a lot of you have asked me questions about what platform I use, and when it comes to different brokerage in the UK, what are you using, what is good, what is not good. So I thought I'll just do a very quick video just to kind of explain to you some of the platforms out there that you could potentially use. One of the things I want to say to you guys is video is only focusing on opening an account that is ISA account. So the ISA accounts are tax haven when it comes to the government. They will not touch your money, okay, up to 12,300 capital gains. So if you make more than 12,300 gains in a year, then they want to know what's going on, okay? They will take some of your money, right? So you pay taxes. So that's over 12,300, right? If your dividends are more than 2,000 a year, they also want to know what you're doing so they can take some of that money, right? So that's normal. So 12,300, more than that, okay, then they want to actually take some taxes. And obviously you're going to have to inform the government and so on. So the Queen will take her cut. If you get dividends that are more than 2,000 a year, then they will also take. Other than that, you're absolutely fine. So I've had this account for 3 years and an ISA account. In the UK, if you are over 18 years of age, right, and you live in the UK, you can open an ISA account. And genuinely, I think that's the best thing I will tell every single 18-year-old out there. Open an ISA account. Forget about normal accounts. Open an ISA account. Okay, because by the time you start making 12,500 or 1,200 basically a year in terms of capital gains, you'll be in your 20s and your 30s, right? So you just have to be really realistic and say, okay, if you open this account in the next 5 to 10 years, I can grow this maybe another 50, 60, 70,000 pounds. I'm not going to make over 12,000 in capital gains every single year, unless you are obviously dealing with crypto and some crazy assets, right? So the moral of the story is open an ISA account if you live in the UK and you're over 18. Honestly, that's just the best advice I can give any of you out there. Now, what we're going to do now is we're going to look at different accounts, including Trading 212. Trading 212 is the one I use. I also use Interactive Brokers, which I will talk about in a second. So let's go straight into these companies and I'll give you a breakdown. So here we go. We got 5 different companies here. We got Trading 212, Hargreaves Lansdown, Freetrade, Interactive Brokers, and AJ Bell. All 5 companies are available in the UK. Some are Interactive Brokers, I think, is available outside in the UK. It is available in most European countries, in the US and so on. Trading 212 is also available in majority of the European countries, in other countries as well. I thought Trading 212 is actually, when I was doing this research, I found out Trading 212 has been around for almost 18 years. So they're not really a young company, right? So the things that we're looking for today are the platform charge. So how much will they charge us to hold this ISA account? Share dealing charges. So how much are we paying per share? So if we buy in a stock, for example, today, how much will it cost us? We're looking for the FX fees. How much are we going to pay? Fractional shares, is it available? Because sometimes some of us might not have enough money to actually buy a whole share of Tesla. So you might just want to buy a fractional share of Tesla. For that reason, is it available? Is not available? Whatever, we look, check that out. Transfer, can we actually transfer our entire account straight into another account? Okay, that's what we want to know. And then FCA compliant, every single one of these companies have to be that, otherwise we get into trouble. Okay, and what I mean by that is this. So for example, companies like Trading 212 will have information right here that says FCA Regulated. What that means is, okay, the Financial Conduct Authority in the UK basically has to give authorization, regulate this company to make sure that they're not going to run away with our money and so on. What happens to our money? So your funds are kept safe in a segregated account and are protected by the FSCS up to £85,000. So up to £85,000, they keep it in that account. So it's not even Trading 212. It's not sitting in their accounts. It's actually sitting in a segregated account, completely separate account. Just in case this company decides to run away, up to £85,000 of your money is actually safe. Okay, and that is really very important, and every single one of these companies will have to make sure that's the case. Okay, so this is not just trading 212, but they all have to do the same thing. But I thought I'd share it with you by just looking at trading 212 because it's the easiest one to find, I guess. Right, so let's go back here. So what we're going to do now is going to look at each individual section. So platform charges, the first one. As you can see of trading 212, there's none at the moment. Hargreaves Lansdown, you're paying 0.45 or £45 per year, up to £45 a year. It's not going to go above that, so it's capped if you like. Freetrade, you're paying almost £5 every single month if you have an ISA account with them. It used to be £3, they've increased it, now it's almost £5. I don't know where they're heading. I don't know if they're going to change it again in the next couple of years, but that's where it is right now. Interactive Brokers is about also £3, but there is a difference. So I'll explain. It can get cheaper sometimes, and I'll explain that in a second because I do have an account with them. And then 0.25 for AJ Bell or £3.50 for every single month. So as you can see, trading 212 is the one that is free completely, and everyone else is actually expecting you to make some sort of a payment. Share dealing charges. Okay, so this is basically when you're buying and selling stocks. Trading 212, absolutely nothing. You don't have to pay anything. Right, Hargreaves Lansdown is one of the reasons actually completely sold out everything I had here and moved to trading 212 was for that reason. Okay, this was a killer. £12 for every single transaction, whether you're buying one stock or selling one stock, and some stocks will probably be cheaper than what you. So if you're buying smaller companies and you're buying loads, basically you could spend that like 4 or 5 shares, especially if you're buying UK stocks and whatever, REITs and companies like that. So yeah, £12 for every single transaction. Freetrade is out completely free. You don't have to pay anything. Interactive Brokers is $1. So they have different tiers of accounts. Okay, but give or take is $1 per transaction. Okay, and then AJ Bell, that's the maximum you will pay basically. Okay, and that's for US accounts. I think UK is slightly different. I'll check that again. But the US stocks, if you're buying US stocks in your ISA account within an Interactive Brokers, the maximum you will pay is $1 per transaction. Okay, AJ Bell, almost to £10 as well. Okay, FX fees, we're paying 0.15 right now with trading 212. Hargreaves Lansdown is 1%. Okay, Freetrade 0.45, 0.03 with Interactive Brokers, and AJ Bell we're only basically paying almost 0.75 for anything that's less than 10k. Okay, so as long as it's less than 10k. If it's more than 10k, then you'll be paying a lot more than that. Okay, so as you can see here, 0.03 is the lowest, and then you've got 0.15. Those are the two accounts that I hold right now. But yeah, again, Freetrade or 0.45 is probably the third cheapest out of all of them. And then you've got fractional shares. So it's important, fractional shares, because like I said earlier, if you're buying a Tesla, you want to buy a fractional shares of Tesla, then it's available through trading 212. These big boys do not have it. AJ Bell and Hargreaves Lansdown do not do that, but all the other platforms allow you to do fractional shares, which is nice. So transfer, if I want to transfer my account from Hargreaves and Lansdown to another company like trading 212, whatever, trading 212 will only accept cash and shares within this. So if I want to move completely from Hargreaves Lansdown, for example, to Freetrade, I can move my entire shares without having to sell everything. Okay, and then the cash as well, so I can move everything as it is straight here, or vice versa. Also, I can do the same thing with AJ Bell, but Interactive Brokers and trading 212 do not do that right now. So that is a bit of a, but I'm hoping that they will change those in the next few years, because it would be really nice if I can. I don't want to hold more than 100 grand in trading 212. If it gets to that point where I want to move things, I hope that they can change those rules so I can change that. FCA compliance, obviously, like I said earlier, they all have to be, otherwise you should not be investing. Now, in terms of funds management, so how much money they are managing right now, 3 billion for trading 212, $86 billion for Hargreaves Lansdown. Freetrade, you can see, is up. I couldn't find it at all. And Interactive Brokers, we're looking about 10 billion, just over 10 billion. Sorry, I'm struggling with my voice. I apologize if it's a bit all over the place this afternoon. So Interactive Brokers, we're looking about over $10 billion right now, and then AJBL 112, basically $120 billion. Now, I didn't even know AJBL was actually bigger than Hargreaves Lansdown until I started doing this research. So out of these companies, I already have an account with Trading 212, and I have an account with Interactive Brokers. And like I said to you, I prefer those two because of the fact that I don't have to be pay a lot of money for the platform. I don't have to pay every time I buy and sell stocks. Can you imagine paying £12 every time this is for big boys that have a lot of money. If you invest in, say, for example, 30,000 pounds in one go, then that's okay. Okay, that's not a problem. But if you are like me and you just received a dividends of £30 and you want to put that straight into the market, then obviously that's not going to work, right? And every time you make that transaction, you're paying £12. So for me, this is definitely no. I can't do that. I can't do AJBL either. So I'm going to stick with Interactive Brokers. I'm going to stick with Trading 212. Freetrade, I still have my account still open, okay? So one final thing I want to say about these companies is Trading 212 only focus on the ISA account. The invest account, they loan out your shares and they gain interest on that. So you don't want to do that because that's not compliant. They have also another account called contract for difference, okay? And you don't want to do anything to do with the CFDs completely, so you just focus on the ISA account. Same goes for Freetrade as well. Freetrade recently came out and said, you know what, we are going to loan out your stocks and then we'll make some money for the general account, not the ISA, okay? And then they changed that rule now. They're still on hold, so we're waiting for them to make a decision on what happens, okay? That's why I sold everything and moved everything to Trading 212. I think I had about £2,000 worth of stocks in there. I sold it and moved it over to Trading 212. Final thing I want to show you is this. I made a recent transaction in Interactive Brokers. It was in July. I bought 3 stocks of a company. I paid $169 per share. And as you can see, the fee was only $1. Okay. And the good news is if you make 3 transactions or 3 and whatever transactions to make about £3, if your transactions that you made that week, or basically how much the commission that you paid that month was £3 or more, then you do not have to pay this commission here. So the platform charge for that month is free. And this is what I love about this. So my aim is to break down basically what I'm making, or sometimes if I want to basically invest all that money, I'll do it in one go and then I'll pay the difference. Okay. But whatever happens, if you made 3 transactions, you paid more than £3 for that month, then you do not have to pay, or £3 whatever, and you don't have to pay for that monthly charges. Okay. And that's one of the reasons. And the final thing I want to say is when it comes to Interactive Brokers, they really have a nice platform when it comes to research. Okay. They're almost like the morning star of these companies. Whereas Trading 212 does not allow you to. You can actually look at analyst reports and things like that. It gives you notifications every time one of your companies have been like downgraded, upgraded, whatever it is. You get like a nice notifications. And the platform itself, the website itself, actually looks really nice. Final thing I want to say is I'm not affiliated with any of these companies. I just have my own account and I'm just giving you some information. So for me, because I'm a little bit biased towards Trading 212 Interactive Brokers because I hold both of them. I do like Freetrade, but that £5 a month for Freetrade for the ISA account, I wouldn't want to do it. Trading 212 because they're not taking new customers in the UK. That's one of the reasons we opened this account for the family. Okay, otherwise I would have stayed with Trading 212, but because they're not taking new accounts and we wanted an ISA account for the family, then we decided to go with Interactive Brokers because by far, based on the research that I've done, I thought they were the best. Okay, and all of these companies have a massive, database of stocks that you can invest in, funds that you can buy, and so on. But Freetrade, I think, has the least amount. The majority of them have a great amount of stocks that you can buy. I hope you enjoyed the video. Like I said, I just want to make a quick video just to kind of explain what is going on with this kind of brokerage and the things to look for. This type of commissions, they add up. So just be careful. If you are a small investor, you're looking about, investing about 10,000, 20,000 a year, then you don't want to do that. Okay. Have a wonderful day. Assalamu Alaikum.